What's up, everybody? My name is Tommy Griffith. I'm one of the co-founders at ClickMinded. Today, we're going to be going over how to create a one-month content calendar. This is the exact step-by-step process that I use to develop a content calendar in 5 minutes or less. Now, if you're running a business that relies on content, or you have a digital marketing agency or consultancy with lots of clients and lots of content needs, I doubt I need to explain to you why a content calendar is an important thing to have. If you used to sit there on a weekday, open up your laptop and just start writing, you realize very quickly that this is a terribly inefficient way to create content. It's much better to think about it strategically and plan it out in advance. The problem is if you manually create a content calendar, you can make mistakes, you can find gaps, there can be weaknesses in your plan. We can use artificial intelligence to massively increase the speed at which we create a content calendar, and then all the content we make behind it scales nicely as well. So now we're going to dig deep into how we use AI to create a content calendar. Let's take a look. So the website we'll be using today is retroaddicts.com. This is our completely made up website we use for tutorials. It is a vintage video game e-commerce website. They sell Nintendos and Super Nintendos and Sega Genesis and Game Boys. So imagine this vintage video game e-commerce website came to us. We're a digital marketing agency or a consultancy, and they asked for our help. This is the site we'll be using for our demo. So to accomplish this today, we're going to be using the ClickMinded Project Agent. The ClickMinded Project Agent is essentially a centralized place where all the information about the business lives. And once it's uploaded there, we can simply talk to it like a normal chatbot and ask it to do things for us, digital marketing requests, analysis. All of the data we have about the business goes there, and then we can simply ask it questions, farm out work to it. Everything happens in one place. So first, let's set up a new project and add all the business information to it. So I'm in the back end of the ClickMinded members area now, and on the left-hand side, I'll click Create. This takes you to all of our tools in one place, and I'm going to go over to Create New Project. Now, there's two different options for you under Create New Project. There's Quick Mode and there's Manual Mode. Quick Mode allows you to enter just a URL. We'll then go and scrape that site, gather as much information as we can about it, and use that. Or I could do Manual Mode, and I'll just take a look here briefly at what that is. You can enter your domain, brand name, type of business, describe the product, key features, the pricing model, describe the target audience, multiple versions there, social proof, any testimonials or quotes that you have, and then the country and the language that you're optimizing for. But that was just an example. We're going to use Quick Mode today and take a look. So all I need to do is go to Quick Mode and type in the domain, retroaddicts.com, and I'll click Analyze Website. And there we go. That only took a couple of seconds, and all of that data is now pre-populated. So there's the domain, retroaddicts.com. Retroaddicts is the brand. The type of business, we're going to make some small changes here. This is not just an e-commerce business. It is a vintage video game e-commerce business. Authentic retro Nintendo consoles and games. Let's add a couple more. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Sony, and N64. Quality retro console sourced nationwide, free shipping on orders, restoration, that looks good. Pricing model, most games are $50 or less, let's say. Audience information, 90s kids looking for nostalgic gaming experiences. Let's also add a couple more, maybe eBay resellers and antique collectors and vintage enthusiasts. Social proof. We could add any quotes or testimonials we have here. Best website ever from Johnny Appleseed. And country and language is US English, and we'll click Create Brand Project. All right, so that only took a couple of minutes, and now we are good to go. So all of that data is inside the ClickMinded Project Agent now. Just a couple of things before we get going. First, you can make modifications to any of the data you gave us by clicking Edit Brand Info in the top left. So you can see all of that listed out here. If you want to make any changes or something happens in the future where you need to do an update, you can go in there and make changes. We also have the ability to add your brand voice. So if there's anything in particular that you want to add, you can, quick mode or manual mode. You could give us some content samples if you'd like. If you have a couple of URLs, we'll generate a brand voice for you based on past content. Or you could do manual mode. You can actually tell us, hey, make it friendly and conversational, make it serious and direct. You can let us know either one of these and we'll add all of those changes to all the recommendations we give you. Once both of those things are done, all you need to do is simply talk to the project agent. You can talk to it like a regular person. You can ask it, what can you do? Tell me about my target personas. Give me a lead magnet. Give me a blog post. Repurpose a blog post. Ton of different options for you here. All you need to do now that you've given us the data is simply talk to us. So I'm going to start with something like this. I'm going to say, hey, brainstorm 12 blog topics matching our personas' pain points. Focus on keywords that have at least 100 searches a month in volume. I'll send that in and we'll see what we get. Okay, so that only took a couple of minutes and we now have our 12 blog post ideas. So here we go, a couple of titles here, the target keyword and the associated search volume, along with the persona that it's going after. Best retro game consoles for classic gaming. How to identify rare and valuable retro games. Where to buy retro games. Used versus refurbished. So there's 12 different ideas here, all with search volumes, all with personas, and it's all there consolidated into one place. Followed by the question, want outlines for any 3 of these titles, H2s, target keywords, CTAs. Which 3 should I prioritize? I could do something like create an outline for idea number 1. And there we go. We now have an outline for a great blog post. So here's a clear SEO-focused outline. Title variations. There's a couple versions there. A meta description suggestion. The searcher intent type. The target and supporting keywords. The intro and hook to the posts. The outlines. The suggested H2 tags. The suggested H3 tags. Going all the way down for this massive post. Now this is the outline. I could also just turn it into a blog post. Turn this into a blog post. And as a reminder, if you've set your brand voice, the ClickMinded Project Agent will take those suggestions and those instructions and use that to build the blog post. And there we go. We now got a message. Thanks, the blog post is being created and will be emailed to you in 5 minutes. Would you like any changes to the tone or length before I send it? And there we go. The blog post is being created and will be emailed to you in 5 to 10 minutes. So we just got the email that our blog post is ready, and now I can drop into the blog post generator tool. So if you click create on the left-hand side and you scroll down to blog post generator, you'll see it here. And all of the blog posts you create will be listed here. I'm going to open this one up. So I can jump into the blog post now, and here is our brief. So our core keyword at the top. Our target audience, the competitor, so who's ranking in the top 5. Our differentiator, so all the things that this blog post is going to do that the current results don't have. So what we do is we take the core keyword, we look at who's currently ranking in the top 5, and then we look for gaps and weaknesses in that content, and we add it to our suggestions for you. As we scroll down here a little bit more, we have possible titles that you can one-click copy to keyboard along with meta descriptions. And then we have the content down here. You can one-click copy as rich text, HTML, or Markdown with this massive, unbelievable blog post that only took a couple of minutes to create. Now, one other thing you can do once this blog post is done is remix it. So if I come up to the top here and click Remix Post, I can turn this into any type of social media content. So I can make it an X post, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, or an email newsletter. I could deselect any of these as I see fit. I'm going to leave them all selected for now. And if we had a custom brand voice, we could do that. Let's say, let's make this friendly and fun. And I'll click Repurpose Blog Post. And there we go. That only took a couple of seconds. And now we have totally remixed versions of that blog post as social media content. Preloaded retro game consoles equals your childhood on the couch. No cartridges required. Power it up. Scroll the menu. Relive classics. So all of these X posts are one-click copy to keyboard. We could pick any one of them. And then 3 variations of Facebook posts. Let me guess, you want to replay the classics without diving into a drawer of tangled cords. Very cool. And then 3 variations of LinkedIn posts. We could use any one of these, followed by 2 different versions of email newsletters, where we can copy the subject or the pre-header to our clipboard, and then an email newsletter you can use. So now that you know how this works for a single blog post, you can go back to the ClickMinded Project Agent and have it do it in bulk. That's how you can create a full 1-month content calendar in a single prompt. So I can come back to the Project Agent here, and as a pro tip, you can do something like this. Create blog posts for topic 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I've made a request for 5 blog posts, it's a little more than a month, and the ClickMinded Project Agent will return that to me shortly. So now with 1 prompt, I've asked for 5 blog posts. The ClickMinded Project Agent will think for a little bit, and then it'll go off and create those posts. So you can create a 1-month content calendar, a 3-month content calendar, or a 12-month content calendar with 1 prompt with the ClickMinded Project Agent. So as you can see here, this is an incredibly efficient way to create a 1-month content calendar. You need to use the ClickMinded Project Agent, load up all the client's information there, and then just talk to the chatbot like it's a normal person. You can come up with blog post ideas, turn those into search volume recommendations and keyword difficulty recommendations, turn that into an outline, turn that into a blog post, and then turn that blog post into social media content. So that's it. That's a high-level overview of how to use artificial intelligence to create a 1-month content calendar. Now I have a challenge for you. If your business doesn't have a content calendar, or you have a client or prospective client that might need one, try this. Put all the business information into the project agent, talk to it, get some blog post ideas, create outlines, create a blog post, remix that post, and schedule everything today. There's a link down below to do this right now. Thanks a lot.